doing it live on Facebook and Instagram, putting ourselves out there, hopefully for your benefit. And today we're talking about quarterly goals and how those relate to weekly goals, particularly in the system EOS and Traction. EOS and Traction is a small business framework, an operating system, if you will. And there's some really good points about it. And each week for 4 weeks, this is our second week, we're going to go through a key component of EOS Traction, and we're going to do our absolute best to kind of explain it in detail and to give you why it's awesome and how to do it.
Yeah, maybe some ideas of how we do it.
Exactly. So the basic overview of Traction, it's a book, but a lot of small businesses use this framework. So
especially small businesses that want to become big businesses.
Yes, exactly. And it relates to the book E-Myths Revisited. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's about creating systems in your business. Yeah. And to be honest, there's nothing crazy revolutionary in this book. No. They talk about core values, about mission, about vision, about quarterly goals.
Right people, right seat.
Yep. And it's not necessarily that crazy complicated.
No.
But it is kind of all these key things that small businesses could use in a condensed form and in a way that makes it really easy to get on it.
Yeah. And really it's for it's called entrepreneurial operating system.
Yes.
And it's for businesses, generally speaking, that are being run by the original entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Who, generally speaking, an entrepreneur that's got a successful business is running at a high speed. They're getting a lot of stuff done. It's the morning. And they need a framework to help everybody else run at as high of productivity as possible.
Yeah.
They might not ever be as productive as the original entrepreneur, but it's really providing a system. That's why it's an operating system for entrepreneurs to get their team up to speed.
Exactly. And one of the key components of this is what we're going to be talking about today, why quarterly goals are important. So EOS runs on quarterly increments. You have a all-team meeting that might be even a full day off-site or something like that every quarter.
Yep.
You reset goals. And I would say a huge improvement to our business this past quarter is I spent a lot of time on the front end trying to make sure our company goals for the quarter were really tight and very specific, and for 3 months, you know what I mean? So we had these 3 or 4 key goals for the business that we really wanted to go after, and then everyone based their goals on those 4 goals. So like a effectiveness goal, a profit goal, a business development goal, that kind of stuff. And so, and for us, I think the other one was employee satisfaction. So effectiveness, employee satisfaction, and then everyone based it on that.
Hey, we got a question from South Africa, and this is live, so this is why this is fun. We've got a guy running a successful digital agency in South Africa. How will this help you? Well, here's how it's going to help you. It's going to help you organize the operations in your business. So just keep listening. We'll ask some questions at the end. But
yo, Mr. Big Bite, we've got. So here's the thing. EOS is super, super powerful because people need to have quarterly goals in your business. If they don't have quarterly goals, first of all, we were talking about this morning, they don't know what they're being judged by. The people in your business have a hard time knowing if they're doing a good job. And then also, if you base those goals off of the company goals, then you're all running in the same direction. And that's really the key for Traction and EOS is getting everybody running in the same direction. So you have all these things in your head as the owner, but some of these people in your business don't have it all down. They don't know, they don't have your vision, they don't have your core values or whatever. They don't know what it is, but once you coagulate it, once you make sure it's tight, then everyone can kind of be in the same direction. I think that's one of the biggest things here.
Yeah.
We have quarterly goals, and then we have weekly goals that we track related to those quarterly goals. And that's another part of the EOS Traction system that's awesome. And the difference between lagging and leading indicators. Do you want to take that?
Why don't you start on that one?
Okay, so lagging indicators are that quarter goal, right? That's if you just tracked quarter goals, the only problem is that what about now? Like you get to the end of that quarter and it's not done. What was it? What was the problem there? What was falling down about it? The quarter or the weekly goal is the leading indicator. So lagging, long term, leading, short term. What habit do you have in place now that's going to lead to that result? So that's a leading indicator. And if you have your leading indicators right, if you have your habits right, habits are so incredibly powerful. Why are habits are crazy powerful, man?
Well, once you get your habit in, kind of down, you can do a lot of work without really having to expend a whole lot of mental energy. You're just doing things that you're naturally used to doing, and that frees up mental energy to focus on additional things. So like you said, they're important. They take a while to build, and that's why it's so helpful to have these weekly goals, because you're on a regular basis creating a habit and you're checking yourself, and the weekly goals, which are talked about at your level 10 meetings, it's an accountability measure. And so if you want to get more things done on a regular basis, you've got to set as much of it as habit as possible so that you're working on autopilot.
Exactly, because I think of my brain as there's a lazy part of my brain and then like a really sharp part of my brain. And if I can get even the lazy part of, or the slow part of my brain working kind of at a solid pace, it's powerful, because then stuff still got done every day. I don't know if you've ever done like every single day for a month challenge or something like that, but you get so much better because you've got a specific thing that you're doing every day. It doesn't have to be a long thing, but that all adds up, 20, 30 minutes every day for a month. So it's just crazy how habits really add up over time. And I've even done this for like 365 days, doing something every single day for a year. And it's crazy how that stuff adds up. So that's my little diatribe on habits. I talk about that a lot. But the next thing is 3-month goals. So I want to talk about why 3 months is a good increment. A year is just too long.
Yeah.
A year is too long.
It's hard it's easy to commit to a year because it's so like far out there that you don't really have to worry about implementing.
Yeah.
Or like the natural like human tendency is like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this by next year, and then like 2 weeks into it, you're already starting to forget about it, and within a month it's gone.
And you always do those goals anyways the last 3 months of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
So you might as well make the shorter term goal and get them done the first 3 months of the year or whatever, and then set new ones.
Yeah.
And weekly goals, like I said, just having that leading indicator on what habits need to be done, tracking them, sharing them with your team. Then your team knows what you're up to. And I think it's really, really cool to be able to share what you were up to and what habits you're putting in place. And I also think it's important to have personal goals. We have business goals and stuff like that, but ultimately, you get to the end of your life, you look back, and you don't say, how much money did I make? You say, was I good to my family? And did I do stuff I was passionate about? And did I help the world, or whatever you ask yourself? But it's usually not just, professional and money stuff. So I think it's really good to set. I like setting quarterly goals on my personal stuff too.
Yeah.
Just basically, here's the deal: it's just, I don't know. I work better with goals. I love goals, and even if I don't hit them, setting big goals to me is really helpful, because then I at least kind of aim.
Absolutely.
I aim every quarter.
Absolutely. And there's a couple different philosophies around setting goals. You set like realistic, achievable goals, or do you set like big crazy goals, and if you get halfway there, you're still miles ahead of your competition? And we've done both here, and realistically, I think we find more excitement in going after these big crazy goals, because again, if we set a goal that's 10x what we think is possible and we get halfway there, that's still 5 times further than what we thought we could, was realistic. And you mentioned on the personal side, so this is an area in my life that coming to work for Hook, I've done more of this, and it's around this philosophy that, you know, we come to work every day. It's, you know, I don't want to say it's a battle, but I mean, we're fighting hard. We're all rowing hard. You know, we're rowing in the same direction. We know that we've got a big hill to climb, and it's exciting. And then bringing that kind of intensity into your personal life, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's a little crazy.
You might be an asshole if you bring that kind of intensity into your personal life.
You're an asshole if you don't consider the other people around you.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're gonna say it was a good thing.
Well, I'm saying it's good in the fact, like, if you can, you know, I brought a little bit of this into my personal life, and I just got a text message from my wife this morning. She's like, "Hey, thanks for sitting down last night and like getting all this little stuff done that I've been trying to get done for the last." You
brought the intensity as a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's different for everybody. I'll say this is sometimes I have to draw back the intensity.
Sure.
On my personal life. I guess I don't have that many honey-do list items.
Sure.
But I will say, for me, like, my goals tend to be kind of opposite in my personal life. They're like chill, sit down, relax. Like, I literally have, I mean, it's meditation, but literally a goal to sit for 10 minutes and do nothing, right? So
for you, I can believe that.
Yeah,
you need that. That's
so everyone has different stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, some of us need to get more intense. Some of us need to get less intense.
You got it.
So, hey, whatever your personal goals are, I mean, I think that it's really good to have them.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think I want to bring this up. So last week I was on a panel for Startup Week, and one of the questions was asked was, you know, basically, because there was a bunch of business founders there, and they were saying, you know, one guy raised his hand. He's like, "I'm the most excited, passionate person about this business, and I understand that's okay because it's my business. But how do I empower my employees, my team members, to bring a certain level of intensity and passion that they can bring?" And what we talked about was what we do here, which is incorporate personal goals into the business, so that people understand that, you know, not only am I working my tail off to help better the company, but I'm also working my tail off to help better myself. Yeah. And I believe, and I've experienced this in my own personal life, is when I'm around people that are pushing me in business and pushing me in life, I get more excited. I do things like put vinyl graphics on my truck that say the business name. Exactly. You know? So yeah. So I think, you know, this all relates together. So not only is, you know, the idea of quarterly goals and weekly goals super powerful for me as an employee, but even as a person, I think that there's value in it.
Heck yeah. And hey, if you can build a little bit of enthusiasm around your personal goals and around that stuff, you just bring that enthusiasm into work and things like that. So whatever you're doing, we want to encourage you this week. This is just meant to be a little 10, 15-minute thing every Monday to hopefully get you a little bit excited about your week and to do a little bit more of what you love this week, hopefully. Even for 5-10 minutes, just try to increase it 1% better every week. And we'll be here with you next week to talk about another aspect of EOS and Traction. Join us again around the same time next Monday. All right. See you guys.
Thanks, everybody.